Okay, welcome to your Forrest yoga. Friday Forrest, another week flown by. Before we get started, make sure that you've got a block or a brick, have a roll or a rolled up blanket, and a strap handy. Okay, come and sit up tall. Close your eyes and let's just settle ourselves for a few moments. Switch on your Ujjayi breath. And just become aware of any parts of your body that need a little bit of extra care and attention this morning, and gift yourself the opportunity to heal that part of your body or nourish that part of your body. Okay, gently blink your eyes open. Come into Baddha. So soles of the feet together and take the knees apart. Sit up with your hands behind your back and close your eyes again. So the intent for this morning's practice is to focus in what you truly need at this moment in time. So it's a bit chaotic out there, there's a lot of uncertainty. So use this practice this morning to either revitalize yourself, restore yourself, or reset. So those three intents, those three words, kind of have a similar meaning, but it's a different journey to achieve them. So you decide what you need this morning. If it's to restore, then you step back from the more strong movements and the temptation to move and push yourself. If it's to reset, it might be that you do a more restorative practice, or if you're feeling a bit sluggish, you might need to do a little bit of the up-leveling. And if it's to revitalise, then that tends to mean that you need to energise. So again, it's about firing up the core, breathing strongly in your Ujjayi breath and really using your strong muscles. So decide what is good for you, revitalise, reset or restore, and keep that intent with you this morning throughout your practice. Shivananda breath, so close your eyes if they're not already closed, and take an inhale, pause, exhale, and pause, and keep this breath going. It doesn't matter the count this morning. I just invite you to take your deep inhalation, pause, slow exhalation and pause, and just keep this breath going. and open your eyes. Let's bring your left hand in line with your hip. Take a deep inhale, raise the opposite hand and wrap the shoulder as you come over into your side stretch. Now, really think about lifting up rather than collapsing into the side. So we're trying to create space as we come into the side stretch. Keep your feet active. And stay with your intent as you breathe. Coming into neck release. So take the arm down, just hover it above the mat. Bring your head into a position that you feel that your neck isn't working. Feel for a deep release down the right side of the neck. And bring the left hand to the side of the head and guide yourself up. Opposite hand in line with the hip. Let's take a big inhale. Raise the left arm up. Exhale, wrap the shoulder and lengthen up as you come over. You should feel a release in the low back and possibly in the hip area. This is quite a therapeutic pose to do first thing in the morning because obviously the back is, all the muscles have contracted during the night, so it's quite a good one to do. Coming into your neck release. Take your hand to the side of your head and guide your head up. Good. Bring the knees together by bringing the hands to the outer edges of the thighs and guide your knees together. Okay, we're coming to do our abdominals now, so make sure you have your brick and your roll handy. And your coffee. Okay, let's start off with elbow to knee. Now, depending on what your intent is this morning, it might be, if your intent is to restore, you may wish to keep your feet on the floor, or if it's either of the other two intents, then we'll go for the full elbow to knee. But really listen to what your body needs. Okay, I'll cue for the legs up version. Inhale, hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the left. Extend through the right. Pull belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the right. Extend through the left. Pull belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the left. Extend through the right. Pull belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the right. Extend through the left. Pull belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the left. Extend through the right. Pull belly down. Inhale back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the right, extend through the left. Pull belly down. Inhale back to center. Head down, feet down. Just taking a moment just to breathe here. Tuning in into all that amazing energy that you're shifting in your body. The vibrancy that you're creating within your core. Okay, take your roll and let's place it in between your thighs. And again, depending on what your intent is, you may have the feet on the floor, you may have the knees at right angle, or the full-blown version with the legs up straight. Okay, hands behind your head, elbows point towards the ceiling, abs with a roll. Inhale, hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, squeeze the roll, exhaling, head comes up, pull belly down. Inhale, head down, hold the breath, squeeze the roll. Exhale, head comes up, pull belly down. Inhale, head down, hold the breath, curl tailbone up, exhaling, squeeze the roll as you bring yourself up, pull belly down. Inhale, hold the breath, head down, curl tailbone up, squeeze the roll, exhale, head up. Send the balls of the feet towards the ceiling as you squeeze the roll. Inhale, hold the breath, head comes down. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, squeeze the roll, lift yourself up, really squeeze the roll. Send the sit bones up a second time, pull belly down. Head down, feet down. And you can, if you don't have a block, you can keep the roll between your thighs. We'll do bridge here. So you can have the roll in between your thighs. Or, no, let's do that actually. Let's go with that because it's quite nice for the back after that. Bring the palms facing up by your sides. So keep the roll where it is. Take an inhale, expand the ribs. Exhale, come up into bridge. Squeeze the roll with your thighs. So you may find when you do this that you get a release at the front of the hips. Squeeze the glutes. If you're not sure if your backside is working, just have a little press with the fingers, and if the glutes are switched on, then they'll be pretty tight. Send the hips towards the ceiling. And encourage yourself to breathe through the sides of your body, expanding the ribs. And gently lowering all the way down. Good. Just put your roll to one side. Frog lifting through. Now, you can do this pose, this set of abdominals, with your feet against a wall, remember? So if your back's feeling tweaky this morning, or you're looking for a more restorative version of abdominals, that's for you. So press your feet into the wall. Otherwise, hands behind the head, elbows point towards the ceiling, bring your knees up. Separate the knees and send the feet away from you. Now get a good bend in the knees here. So you want the ankles or the knees to be level. Inhale, hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, head and shoulders off the mat. Pull belly down. Inhale, release the pelvis, head and shoulders stay up, but they come down a little bit, but not too much. Exhale, curl the tailbone, lift your head and shoulders up. Inhaling, hold the breath, release the tailbone. Exhale, Lift your pelvis, pull belly down, and send your hips away from you. So the legs are moving in the direction that the knees are pointing. Pull belly down. Inhale, hold the breath, release the pelvis. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, send the legs away from you, pull belly down. Inhale, bring yourself back onto the mat. Take the hands to the outer edges of the thighs and guide the knees together. Place your hands in your tummy, connecting with your breath. Okay, take hold of your block. Now, it's up to you whether you want to do bridge unsupported, or if you want to use the block, you can have the short edge or the long edge. Remember, if you have more height, you're going to go into a deeper back bend. Take a deep inhale and exhale, push up into bridge. Use your block or your roll and set yourself up into supported bridge. So even although we are using a prop, we are still working the legs. The feet are active, the legs are working. And just take a few moments here. Gently walk the right heel in just to the center line-ish. It depends. I'm probably more towards my right hip, to be honest. We're going to raise the left leg, so just check in with what feels good for you. Inhaling, raise the left leg. And so you want to still be able to push down into the floor with the right foot without any pain in the hip. So that's what I'm saying, just be careful where you put the foot position. Extend the left leg towards the ceiling. Both legs are working. Place the left foot onto the right thigh and think of extending the left knee away from you. So, because we can't get to do face-to-face work, I can't give you any lovely assists that I would normally do, but you can do this yourself. Take the left hand and with your thumb, just gently tease the flesh away from the left hip. And you can place, I like to do this with the right hand on the right hip and just gently guide the flesh towards the knee. So it's not a big movement and it shouldn't be sore. You should just feel the fascia, the muscles, just releasing a little. And you might not feel any difference at all, so that's all right. And release the hands. Extend the leg towards the ceiling and lower the leg. So bring the left foot into a position that's good for you to do the one-legged bridge. Inhaling, raise the right leg up and extend the foot towards the ceiling. Bring the right foot onto the left thigh and just noticing if you have more tightness on this side compared to the opposite side. If you want to do your assist here, you can bring your hand, the right hand, onto the left thigh and gently guide the flesh away. The left hand is onto the left hip. And just feel the release. Bend the knee, extend the leg, and bring the leg down. Push onto your feet and remove the block. Gently bring yourself top of the back, mid-back, tailbone down. Okay, come over to one side and support your head as you bring yourself up. And we'll do dolphin. So get yourself set up. You can come onto your forearms, or you can have your fingers clasped. Just depends on what's good for you this morning. So remember, set yourself up, forearms, and then take hold of the upper arms, set your shoulder position, bring the forearms down or clasp the hands. Inhale into the upper back, exhale, wrap your shoulders, switching on the big side muscles, and bring yourself up into dolphin. Check in with how tight you are feeling in your calves and the backs of the thighs. Let your head relax. You can stay here, or you can raise one leg. So have your feet a good distance apart. Don't have them too close together. If you're going with one leg up, switch the weight to the right leg and inhaling, left leg up. Exhale, wrap your shoulders a little bit more. Lower the leg. Prepare for the second side. Shifting the weight into your left leg. And inhale, shift the weight into left leg. Inhale, right leg up. Lower the leg. Lower the knees and come to child's pose. And carefully bring yourself up, supporting your head. Okay, let's do some suns. So come to the front of your mat. If you need any extra padding under your knees, get a blanket. Or if you're good to go, let's do it. Hands at your heart. Inhale, standing up. Exhale, forward fold. Lunge, left leg back. Raise the arms up. Plank. Lower the knees, coming all the way down. Cobra. Down dog. Lunge, left foot forward, right knee on the mat. Raise the arms up. Forward fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, telescope the ribs. Exhale, forward fold. Lunge, right foot back. Right knee on the mat. Raise the arms up. Plank. Knees down, lower all the way down. Cobra. Tractioning forward as you lower down. Down dog. Inhaling, step the right foot forward. Exhaling, lengthen through. Forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, telescope the ribs. Exhale, forward fold. Lunge, left leg back. Lengthen the arms up. Plank. Knees down, lowering all the way down. Cobra. Down dog. Lunge, left leg forward. right knee on the mat. Raising yourself up. Forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, telescope the ribs. Exhale, forward fold. Lunge, right knee back. Raise the arms up. Plank. Knees down, lower all the way down. Cobra. Down dog. Lunge, right leg forward, left knee on the mat. Raise the arms up. Forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And just take a moment, feeling all the energy surging around your body. Stand in mountain pose, feel strong, and connect with your intent. What was your word? Reset, revitalize, or restore? And breathe with that intent. It really does make a difference in your practice if you set an intent and stick with that intent throughout all the poses. Okay, be serious with 2 pose vignettes. Bring your feet together. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, chair. Forward fold. Have a bend in the knees if you need to. Come onto your fingertips. Step back to plank. Lower the knees or come down into chaturanga. So bend at the elbows and lower yourself down. Cobra. Down dog. Warrior 1 with eagle arms on the left side. Inhale, raise the arms. So right arm over the left arm, backs of the hands together. Press the hands. Bring the elbows up in line with the shoulders and let the head come towards the upper arms. So both legs are working. Switch on the back foot, the back leg muscles. Don't forget about that. Extend the arms. Extended warrior variation. Left forearm onto the left thigh. You can grab your trousers, or some of you might work the hand onto the thigh and let yourself come into the pose with a relaxed neck. Make sure you still get a good bend in your knee. And gently bring yourself up, support the head. We're coming into triangle now. So shorten your stance slightly and point the toes to the short edge of the mat again. Lift yourself up, so switch on the core, telescoping your ribs. Raise the arms up, lengthen, and coming into triangle. So you can hold on to the shin, or you can just have the fingertips rest. And you can also use a block here, remember. If you are hypermobile, which I am in my knees, just be careful that you're not pushing back the way. So have a micro bend in the knee. Okay, we're coming into chest opener here. Take a deep inhale, lengthen up, and exhale. Have a little bend in this upper arm and open the chest. Resist the temptation of turning your head. So we're trying to open up the body, twist the spine. At the same time, you're getting a huge side stretch. So it's a big, powerful pose, this. You might feel a bit shaky. And lower the arm, bring the hand to the side of the head and support yourself. Good. Let's come into plank. Hold your plank. Chaturanga down if that's for you. If not, lower the knees. Come into a cobra. Lower down. Down dog. Warrior two with eagle arms on the right side. Inhale, extend the arms up. So opposite arm on top. Head comes towards the upper arms. Elbows in line with the shoulders. And release. Extended warrior variation. Bring the forearm onto the thigh. Take hold of your trousers with the other hand, or take hold of the thigh. Bring your head into the relaxed position. And really work into the back leg. So quite often, when we're in these poses, we tend to just put all the weight into the front leg. But the key is to get the weight as equally distributed as we can between the both legs, and that the back leg works just as much as the front. Bring the right hand to the side of the head and guide your head up. Okay, swap your, just shorten your stance slightly for triangle pose with chest opener. Extend the arms, lengthen forward, come into your triangle. Stay here, or if you want to go a little further, have a bend in the arm and open your chest towards the ceiling, keeping the relaxed neck. So there's a lot going on in triangle anyway, but when we add in this variation, not only are you getting stretched in one direction, you're incorporating a twist and an opening. So quite often you can have little releases in this pose. Shakiness, sweatiness. And gently bring yourself up, and let's come into down dog. Now you can do turbo dog here, so if you're doing turbo dog, for turbo dog, you bend the elbows towards the mat. Keep your shoulders wrapped, or you stay in standard down dog, whatever's good for you. Okay, step the left foot forward. And let's come into emu. So it's eagle arms again. So bringing the opposite arm on top, but this time we are coming into a forward fold. So you have the choice of keeping your fold at the center line, or you can take your fold towards the bent leg. So take a deep inhale. Exhale, hinge forward into the position that's good for you. So it might be you want to go towards that front leg, or you just want to come to the center am feeling that I need it in the center this morning. And let your head hang. Again, both legs are working. Release the hands. And we're coming into flank stretch now. So bring both feet to point the same way and shorten your stance slightly. Take hold of the left foot and the opposite hand can come on top of this hand, or if you're feeling a little bit more flexible this morning, you can bring the hand onto the mat and you're twisting around, so you're getting a huge opening down the right side of your body. And breathe deeply here. So you're it's a huge twist into the lats, into the intercostal muscles, and at the same time, the legs, the hamstrings, the calves are getting a stretch. Lots going on in this pose. And release. Okay, come back to center and very gently turn around to face the front, and we're coming into twisting pigeon towards the sternum. No, twisting sternum towards the foot. For this version of pigeon, you probably want to have a good bend in the back leg. And the front leg, this means that the front leg, it's easier to get that to get the shin parallel to the short edge of the mat. If this isn't for you, you can keep the heel more towards the hip. If you find that you can generally get into pigeon without too much discomfort, then the bent leg version might not work for you. For me, even although this is a more restorative version, it just doesn't feel right for my bones. So I tend to prefer my leg to be slightly straighter, but it's up to you. Have your roll and your block handy as well. Okay, so if you are wanting to try it with the bent legs to begin with, have the back knee bent. Front knee is bent, obviously, and you bring the foot into the position it's good for you. Then turn, and right away you'll know if you want the back leg straight or not. So it's not coming into the classical pigeon though. So although we're turning, we're not setting ourselves up to go forward. We're actually going in that direction, which is why the back knee bent tends to help. Okay, so take a deep inhale and exhaling, start to bring yourself forward over the foot. So sternum towards foot. Now, I invite you to use your props. Now, what you can do is fold yourself over here, but I just find that you tend to hang, and I tend to work too much into my neck. So have the block and a roll handy, and then just bring the forearms onto the props. But resist the temptation of coming up into the shoulders. So let the shoulders go. And release yourself over the foot. So we're still lengthening over the leg, rather than collapsing. But it's a more therapeutic pose for the hips. So both hips tend to get a stretch in this version. And gently bring yourself up. Okay, carefully bring the leg back. Bring yourself to plank. And chaturanga down or knees down. Coming into boat pose. So have the feet hip distance apart. Clasp your hands behind your back and gently take the arms down the back. Take a deep inhale, exhale, come up into boat. Chest off the floor, legs off the floor. Everything is working. Gently lower down. Push back to down dog. Emu on the opposite side. So, on the right side this time, bringing your arms up into eagle arms. So opposite arm is on top. Warrior two stands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge from the hips. You can come into the center line or you can hinge over the right leg towards the right foot. Choice is yours. Let your head relax. Release the arms. Place the hands on the floor and just walk your feet slightly closer together. Both feet are facing, both toes are, all your toes are facing the same direction. And let's take flank stretch to the opposite side this time. So left hand comes onto the right leg. Your right hand can come on top, or if you're feeling that you want to get a deeper twist, bring the hand onto the mat. Inhale into the upper back, exhale, twisting around towards the right. So you should feel a huge stretch down the left side of the body. If you want to place the right hand onto the mat to make that deeper, go for it, or just stay with one hand on top of the other. And rotate your body. And release. And come back to the center. Then walk your hands around and prepare yourself for twisting pigeon with sternum towards the foot. So again, if you're using the props, I think this is one of my favourite versions actually, using the props. Have a bend in the back knee. Depends on how far well, it just depends on your hips, how much of a bend you want. Have this foot at your hip, or you can take it more parallel to the mat. And also, you can bring this knee in as well. That helps to get, and you don't have to have your props low. You can this might be your version. So, especially if you're quite tight in the hips, these poses, once you get used to them, they're really therapeutic, but sometimes when you try them out for the first time or first few times, they're just awful. So work with what is good for you this morning. So take a deep inhale, lengthen up, and exhaling, start to twist your sternum towards the foot. And just check in with how tight you're feeling this morning. I'm feeling particularly tight on this side. So the props are a godsend for me. Relax your shoulders and let your head relax. So keep lifting up and then hinge over rather than just collapsing. And then make sure your shoulders aren't getting in the action here. And gently bring yourself up. Okay, just pop your props to one side, bring the foot in and come to plank. Chaturanga down, come into a cobra, down dog, and lower the knees. And just take a little seat for a moment. Okay, we'll do, if you have a choice, we will do a hammock pose, or you could do Baddha Konasana, lying on your back. So you could do just soles of the feet together with the knees apart and lie on your back. Or you can do half a happy baby, or you can do full happy baby. Or you can do hammock pose. So for hammock, have your strap and make a loop with your strap. So if it's the D-rings, you will need to thread it through and then thread it through again to keep the strap secure, remember. Depending on how open your hips are this morning, depends on how big or small you want to make this loop. So you don't want it too big to start with, but it is a morning practice, so we probably are a bit tight. So for this pose, we lie on our back, bring the knees together and the feet together. And from here, make sure the buckle is at the side of the foot and it's not going to come onto your head, because we're putting our head into the belt. Now, you can put both feet behind your head effectively using the strap, or you can do the single version. So I tend to prefer the single version. It's up to you. So this is what it looks like. So you bring yourself up and you place the strap at just the base of the head. You don't want it on your neck. And then you can just sit here. And it's such a therapeutic pose for the upper neck and the hips. Now you can go into it deeper by having the two straps behind your head, but for me, that's not a great version. So it just depends how your neck is. So give it a go. It might just feel horrible and you don't like it. And if that's the case, do Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees apart and lie on your back. You'll get a similar sensation in the hips. You just won't get that tractioning of the spine. So have your loop quite wide. I'll talk you through that again. So have the loop quite wide. Feed it around the feet. So the feet are wide, the knees are wide, and then you bring the strap towards you, lift it up over your head, and have the strap just resting on the back of the head. You can bring your hands through, or you can have them resting at your sides. Totally up to you. Or I quite like to put my hands on my feet here. And like I say, the important thing is that strap is not on the neck, because you don't want to be putting any trauma onto the cervical part of the spine. You might also feel a similar sensation to what you do with neck release in Warrior One, because we're tractioning into this area. And gently release. So use your hands to take the belt up and over and coming down. If you're in Baddha lying on your back, bring the hands to the outer edges of the thighs and guide your knees together. Okay, just finishing up, let's all come into a happy baby. So take the hands to the outer edges of the foot or the inner, or to the inside of the feet, and you can rock from side to side. Come back to center, release the feet, bring the knees together and lower your legs for your Shavasana. If you want to have any cushions underneath your knees or your head, then go for it. Get yourself comfortable, get your warm things on. Close your eyes. And bring into your mind your intent. What was your intent this morning? Check in with how you feel. Have a big sigh and relax. And start to bring your awareness back. Start to deepen your breath, have a stretch. Bring your knees to your chest and give yourself a well-deserved hug. Roll over to one side. And bring yourself up to sitting. Bring your hands at your heart. Well done for practicing with me today. So try and keep your intent with you throughout the day. Namaste.